But why select Katy Perry? This is Jak Bravo, and this is The Righteous Edge, where we are unapologetically Christian and uncompromisingly masculine. Today, what I want to talk about is something that's been in the news, and I've seen this on TikTok. I've seen this everywhere. It is a group of women that went to space. They went to space and they explored the outer worlds. And they took women to new heights far outside the kitchen that they have never been before. Do you understand what this means? Now they can explore all the different galaxies and find out from the aliens different ways to make a sandwich. The problem is that I don't know if it's 100% true. I don't know if this spaceship voyage that they went on, if everything is on the up and up here. But let's get into it. Let's discuss it. First, I want to show a video. The emotional space floating video.
1, 2, 3, take us space! Woo! Behind you, look, right behind you. It's okay, Flynn up there. Flynn, I got you. I got you, Flynn. Oh, the moon! You guys, I have to tell you, look at the moon. Look. Okay. Look at the moon. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's amazing.
It surely is amazing. One of the ladies said, "Oh my goddess," instead of "oh my God." It's just amazing what these women have done. They've civilized the world. They've built, they engineered, they created, they've studied. They studied for years to create these rockets. They've studied rocket engineering, and they know all the physics of how to propel rockets into space, right? What do you mean they don't know that stuff? You mean they just were randomly selected rich women that just, for some reason, were selected to push a feminist cause to pretend like they went up into space for 11 minutes and they really didn't do any of that? For a feminist agenda? No. That's crazy for you to say such a woman-hating statement like that. You know what? Let's watch another video that will explain the adventures of women in space.
Unless you've been living under a rock or orbiting one, you probably saw that Gayle King, Katy Perry, and 4 other powerhouse women blasted off into space yesterday aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket, the New Shepard. So what was the mission? Aside from going where most women have not gone before, it was all about inspiring and empowering girls everywhere, literally to reach for the stars. And yeah, it's a big deal. This marked the first ever multi-person, all-female crew to head to the edge of space. For context, the last time a woman flew solo into space was way back in 1963, Valentina Tereshkova on a Soviet mission. It's worth pointing out that NASA's original astronaut program didn't include women for nearly 2 decades after that. So naturally, some are asking, why is it billionaires doing this and not NASA?
I'm not sure why NASA's never put together an all-female crew, but they're getting closer.
The other women on board were Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, research scientist and civil rights activist Amanda Wen, and filmmaker Carrie Ann Flynn. The rocket launched from West Texas, and the whole thing, start to finish, was 10 minutes and 21 seconds only. Still, people couldn't help but fear something going wrong, and they're curious about what made this whole thing go right. So retired astronaut Astro Clay says tech has a lot to do with it.
And that's all we'll watch from that video. But I want to talk about something. They said they wondered why they haven't put together an all-female team before. What could have possibly went wrong? Why wouldn't the world just conform to have a bunch of females in space before? As if like that was even an option. As if there was a group of women that did all the things that men have done to put this together. Do you understand? It's so silly that they're pushing this feminist agenda. The feminist agenda is very simply, women can do everything men can do. But life is not that simple because women didn't make the rockets. Women don't understand the science that went into this. Women did not understand the physics that went into this. Women didn't understand all the things that it takes from a rocket to go from the surface of the earth to outer space. So they just selected some random women for their agenda and plopped them on the spaceship to teach us what is the question. And you can even see by who they selected what is the agenda here. Because why in the world would an activist need to go into space? Why not an astronaut? There's probably 1,000 men in each state in America that are more qualified to go into space than these women. But they selected these women for a reason. So let's talk about my philosophy and why do I think that this feminist indoctrination is a bad thing. Well, what does the word of God say? Proverbs 7:11-12. And this is what a bad woman is. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now she is without, now in the streets. And she lies in wait in every corner. A loud, obnoxious, stubborn woman, right? You can't tell her nothing. She gonna do what she want to do. Woman empowerment, right? Proverbs 9:13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing. They think they know so much, right? They did all the, oh, we're so strong. We're women. We can go into space. It's nothing wrong with women trying to achieve things. But why select Katy Perry? What does she have to do with women's empowerment other than the fact that they are pushing a feminist agenda for loud, obnoxious women to rule over us all? That's what they want. All right, Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth, she wipeth her mouth, and she says, I have done no wickedness. An adulterous, loud woman. She thinks she's done nothing wrong. They feign innocence. And then they go off and do wicked things and they promote things that are wicked. And then they act, I didn't do anything wrong. So these type of women are the women that are pushing this feminist agenda. We're gonna get into in a second what that feminist agenda is and how do you know they're pushing it with this stunt that they pulled. But before we even get into that, I think the whole thing is fake. I think the whole thing is fake. And I'm going to show y'all why. If we go to this video, and this video is so funny to me.
Well, we are just so happy that we could contribute to women and do this for women. Women haven't been to space.
Yeah, there's actually female astronauts.
Okay, well, that's different. They weren't pop stars.
I have a question.
Yes, you.
G-force usually takes years to prepare for. How'd you handle it?
Yeah, the G-force was great. It was great. It was awesome. Next question.
Were you allowed to bring makeup to space?
No, we didn't. Why?
G-force is quite intense. Astronauts take years to prepare for it, but your hair and makeup looked the exact same.
Yeah, we're just flawless. We're just flawless like that. Sorry, next question.
How come there was absolutely no footage, neither on cell phone or news, of you guys going up or down?
Yeah, that's just not our fault. We were quick. We were 11 minutes, guys. We broke a record.
Yeah, but there's no footage of a spaceship leaving our atmosphere that day.
I don't have the answer to that, actually. Next question.
Considering it takes years to prep for an exploration like this, you sure you didn't fake it?
No. Who said that?
When the test spaceship exploded, that didn't make you guys go to NASA and Universal Studios and fake it?
No. We went to space, guys. We went to space.
Katie, over here.
Yes, last question.
Everyone knows you're lying, so can you give some details on what the training was like?
It was great. It was just great. You know what? I'm going to pass this off to somebody else.
I think that's funny because those are a lot of the same questions I had. So these group of women get together, they go to space, and nobody's asking the tough questions. I got another video if this link would open.
Somebody gotta be lying. I was watching the live footage from when the capsule came from space. Y'all gonna see it too. But somebody that was in the capsule opened the door, opened the hatch from inside the capsule, y'all. So when the door opened from the capsule, a lady that was standing by Jeff Bezos ran over to the door and said something, probably like, don't do that. You can't do that. It's showing. Don't open it. Don't open it. But it was already too late, y'all. It was on live feed. But you know, they still had to try to play it off somehow. So the people from the live crew that was talking was like, Jeff Bezos is about to open the door from the outside. He about to open the hatch. And then Jeff Bezos went over there with some little key or whatever. And then he act like he was opening the door when we all just seen that the door opened from the inside. That's not supposed to happen. You cannot open that capsule from the inside. It's pressurized. It's closed from the outside and locked and sealed. So how did they open it? Somebody on that jump opened it. So you mean to tell me they got blasted up in space?
These are questions that I've had, because if you see that video, there's no way to mistaken that Jeff Bezos was waiting there right after the little pod landed, and the door begins to open. And then a lady runs over there, like one of his assistants, and says something to, you can just tell she's frantic about this door opening. And then they close the door back. And then the official cameras and the camera crew come in. And then Jeff Bezos goes over there and he opens the door because he's pretending as if it can only open from the outside, because it's this special compressed air spaceship pod thing that they're all in. Why did they not allow them to open it from the inside when everybody saw that it was opening from the inside already? So these are questions that I have. This looks crazy to me. Nobody can explain this. The thing about it too is, if this is fake, if there's a chance that it is fake, the question that you need to ask is, why are they doing so much to convince you that it's not? The real thing that you need to understand is that, and we're going to talk about this later on another segment, propaganda is real. Propaganda is real. And for this situation, this stunt that they pulled, the propaganda is all about feminism. If you like what you see in here on The Righteous Edge, I want to encourage you to do something. We not getting no views right now because we a small channel and we just started. Please, please share, comment, and subscribe. I want those people that, if you think somebody likes this, if you think one of your friends need to hear my commentary, share it to them. If you like what you've been hearing, subscribe. And if you want to see more from us, just stay tuned, because one of the things I want to do with this channel is, and I've said this before, I want to go live. I want to go live and I want to have debates. I want to bring some of my friends in. Some of my friends have already been asking to be on the show and we haven't even barely started yet. They want to come here. They want to discuss. They want to debate. They want to give alternative views. But I want it to grow to a platform to where people can see it. I wanted to have more reach than what it has, and I know we're just starting, but it's going to take us working together to get this off the ground. If you are concerned about where life is going, or you're concerned about how there's no Christian strong masculinity, then I want you to support us. Support us. We're going to put our email in the link below, and we're going to try to do big things with this channel. I've been Jak Bravo, and this is The Righteous Edge. Thanks for showing up. And we'll see you next time.
Horrors are in space, up in the sky. Horrors are in